Senator Lindsey Graham. There's a lot of noise surrounding all of this, and something that he's questioned is whether or not the whistleblower statute guarantees anonymity. Let's play a bit of the senior senator from South Carolina.
The whistleblower statute was never meant to give you anonymity. It was meant to allow you to come forward without being fired. You can't use anonymity in a criminal process. You can't use anonymity in a civil process, and you shouldn't be able to. This is a misuse of the statute. You couldn't prosecute somebody based on a whistleblower complaint because every defendant has the right to confront their accuser, nor should you be able to impeach any president of the United States, Republican or Democrat, based on an anonymous allegation.
Dan Meyer, respond to that if you would. Again, that's something we hear said, echoed by a lot of Republicans in Congress.
Well, I'm with Councilor Graham on that decision or that opinion of his. The statute doesn't provide for absolute anonymity. Anonymity has been provided by presidents as a matter of whistleblower policy. Those were the policies of Bill Clinton and George Bush, the son, as well as Barack Obama. So the policies now are divided on the Hill. There are some who want to unmask the whistleblower and some who want to keep the whistleblower masked. But as a matter of law, Congress has never provided for absolute anonymity in these situations.
I'll turn to you, A. Scott Bolden, on that point.
It provides for protection.
Yeah.
Otherwise, whether it's policy or law, no one would come forward as a whistleblower and therefore improving the quality of government services, if you will. That being said, you don't need the whistleblower because the whistleblower's allegations have been corroborated by witnesses and documents now, so you can do this impeachment hearing. If that's policy and not the law, normally when you have a whistleblower, it comes out in a False Claims Act piece of litigation. This is very different, if you will. It's not clear why what the whistleblower's goals and objectives are, but clearly he came forward. It's been corroborated, and the only thing that really matters in this impeachment hearing, not a criminal defense hearing, or not a criminal case or a civil case, is the outline of what the issues are. And they've got more than enough, and they don't need the whistleblower's testimony.
Chris Pardella, given that, why do you think that this is the refrain that we hear from so many Republicans? It's very basic what Scott Bolden is saying there. Again, you look at what we've uncovered, you sift through all of those documents, you see not only has what's in that complaint been corroborated, but we've learned so much more since.
Well, because Republicans know that on the substance of this investigation, they're screwed. They can't possibly defend this. You can't defend the indefensible. So it's misdirection. The one area that they feel like they can possibly draw any kind of contrast and use their hearing time that we'll see this Wednesday talking about why the whistleblower isn't here, all the theatrics we've seen with them storming depositions. This is all about process for them. Every minute we talk about the process is a minute we're not talking about the accusations that have been made in depositions from witnesses who were on the phone call in question with the president of Ukraine and Trump. This is what their plan is, because it's all that they have at this point.
But they're also talking to their base. If you look at the interviews the media has done with their base as we go along this impeachment process, you have people, like in Alabama example, when the president was there, they were interviewing people, and people were saying they're after the president. The process is biased. It's us versus them. They're speaking to that base to keep that base focused and energized so that no matter what, that 40% is going to come out.
Which is ironic, since it's a process that the Republicans are the ones who engineered it. Everything that we're seeing in impeachment and how the investigation is being conducted was literally written by Republicans when they were in the majorities of Congress.
And between 2016 and 2018, they had no problem with this oversight.
Oh my gosh.
Before that with Benghazi.
In 2014, when they used a whistleblower to start going after the Obama Justice Department, they filed a brief with the Supreme Court arguing for whistleblower enhancement protection.
Exactly.
I'm after that vest that Rand Paul was wearing. I want to send a cease and desist to that vest that Rand Paul was wearing at the rally.
Last question. And he needed a lift too, because he looked so short behind the podium compared to Donald Trump. Donald Trump was looking down at him, and he's just going away. Like you get a lift. Like I use pillows sometimes because I'm short. You know?
You're 6 feet.
Oh my God,
right, Dan Meyer, last question to you.
That's just terrible.
You know these lawyers who are representing the whistleblower. You've been reading what they've been writing since. I'll read a bit from one of the tweets from his lawyers. I urge all our government leaders, notably all members of Congress, to step back and reflect on the important role whistleblowers play in our constitutional republic's ability to oversee itself. The rhetoric has gotten more forceful from these lawyers in these recent days as the risks have mounted, I would say. Do you have confidence that's going to happen? That the cooler heads are going to prevail here and that the protections afforded to whistleblowers are going to be recognized by more than just Democrats?
Well, we're at a point of breakdown here, breakdown that we haven't seen since the 1970s on federal whistleblower policy. If you're for unmasking, you are against the policy of federal whistleblowing in this context. The whistleblower would have to come forward as a source at the trial, but the long-standing practice of not exposing witnesses is in jeopardy. And this is being done for obvious reasons, and that in the end, local polls in the local constituencies of those senators are going to be what informs the vote in the Senate at the trial. And all of these tactics do help generate support within the president's faction.
Denmeyer, thank you very much. I'm not going to have you weigh in on Rand Paul's vest, other sartorial matters, but pleasure to have you on the show. Thank you very much for joining us.
I know, Lynette. I could.
We'll rip up the
Not even Mr.
back.
Rogers would touch that.
All right.
Choose that vest.
Oh, my God.
Well, all right. That call on July the 25th was not the first time President Trump talked to